Hello, Aquarius. Aquarius Sun Moon Rising. I'm here to do your wild card reading. This is a wild card reading where I rely on the cards to show me what area of your life is a message that is trying to come through for you, for your clarity, confirmation, forewarning, or encouragement. Aquarius Sun Moon and Rising. I'm going to be pulling 2 Cartomancy cards. Okay. And then 5 tarot cards to kind of look further into where you need to hear a message. And it's upside down. So, and they're never really, I mean, well, they kind of are, because they're kind of set like this. That's why I kind of knew it was. Alright, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's see what we're looking into, because it seems like someone's doing some cutting. And not just cards. Let's see. One more card. What is Aquarius cutting? Or where are they conflicted? Defensive. Defending. What is Aquarius defending? Cutting out. Or conflicted about? One more card for Aquarius. Okay. Getting with this, Aquarius, some of you are conflicted about some type of work situation. Some of you are conflicted about the foundation that you established with someone. Some of you may be cutting out anything that was maybe a threat to your stability, your security, your home. Some of you could be beefing up some type of sense of security with your home. There also could be something here, there's a change with something having to do with transportation. But I'm really strongly getting that this is like cutting out anything that was a threat to your stability. This definitely could be a threat to your work. Anything that was maybe coming in between your work, conflicted over as well too. I'm feeling like commitment. Some of you are changing your mind about a commitment. You're working through problems through what has already been established as a commitment. Some of you too, there could have been some type of threat to a relationship, and I feel like some of you are, again, cutting out the extra. Whatever has been extra that was maybe growing into having the power to interfere with what has already been established. I feel like you're fiercely protecting that. You're fiercely defending that. There's something here where it's like some of you, it's like you can take on other connections or other things, and those things they'll last as long as you allow them to. But as far as not letting it, there's like one thing that you feel like you have to, and here's more of that energy, hold on to, that you have to keep going, that you have to keep at all costs, even if it hurts for you to let go of something else. If it's coming down to interfering with what you feel is like your home or your basis, or what is a long-term thing, or has already been a long-term thing, something that has been going on for at least 5 years, I feel, could be something where you're trying to grow and come out of conflict, if there has been any conflict. Ooh. Okay. This can definitely involve a person. Uh, this could be someone you have a connection with where it's very fiery, passionate, very fiery, passionate. You've invested a lot already with this connection, and so there could be something here where I feel like if you were conflicted about maybe moving on from this person, establishing something new, I'm feeling like there's more, you're getting to this point where you're saying no, you're not willing to let go of what you have with what has already been improving to have some type of staying power. There's something here where you're feeling like you need to be a little bit more patient, wait a little bit more longer for maybe some conflicts to be resolved. If there's been a reason for you to look outside of this connection, I feel like you're willing to now, or for some of you, you've had no choice but to now, like, there could have been extra things kind of going on, but if there was an element of this is going to always be in my life, or this is not moving, or they're a very stubborn energy where you weren't moving away from what you already established, then some of you, you had no choice but to refocus back to that, because someone could have cut themselves out of the equation. And definitely it could have been just like, it's like a matter of time. It was maybe an always a matter of time sort of thing. I'm getting kind of like an open relationship kind of energy with this. Someone you have had an open relationship with. And you might be maybe getting to this point where you're done with the games, or the games are becoming, you know, you're getting wounded, or someone's been getting wounded in the process of whatever this has been. And so I do feel like you're trying to establish more of a stronger bond between you and this person who just doesn't seem to be going anywhere. There's a strong bond that you have with someone where it's just like, it's almost kind of like, you know, you're looking at the amount of time you've invested in each other and kind of realizing that nothing's going to come between that. Nothing's going to break that. And that could be a part of where you are now working through problems that got you into this space where you maybe were playing little petty games with each other, or, you know, conflicted over whether or not you were going to be committed, what you were really doing. So patience could be paying off in the form of someone, you and someone establishing a firmer foundation for your relationship, and kind of keeping it as a strong bond here that's hard to break, or hard for there to be something to come in between. There's something too where there's someone, or the connection, I feel again, if it was like dormant or losing its passion and its fire, and you were stepping out, or they were stepping out, or you both were stepping out, there's a sense of like, when you come back around again to each other, or like, you know, you both kind of come out of a situation that was maybe difficult, where there was maybe some difficult communications, or just, you know, things that I feel made you feel defeated outside of that connection. When you come towards each other again, it does seem to be a sense of like your passion is reignited in an even stronger way. So there could be a connection again. You might not, you might physically be away from each other, or you might have been around each other the whole time that this kind of process has been going on. But yeah, I definitely get like there's going to be some clarity about what it is that you and this person are doing. And I feel like you're going to be cutting out the games with someone. And again, some of you, you may have had no choice. There could have been, again, where you felt like, you know, especially with an open type of relationship, like, you know, as long as you're honest and open. Some of you maybe were not honest and open, but if that element and energy is there where you're tied to someone, there's the feeling that others can have, in the sense of, there's a reason for this lack of clarity or understanding, or why there's conflict. There's a reason for this, and it's for some of you, I feel like it was like an elephant in the room, but I feel like it could be, you know, there's something coming to a close in that way. And clarity about what you're doing and where you're going with a connection. I'm kind of getting some of you kind of like needing to hold back this need to say I told you so, or what you always knew, what you've been waiting for with someone. Now, I also kind of picked up, because that was kind of coming in really clear to me as far as a specific situation. But I do feel like for some of you, and another type of situation is what I'm seeing, is that you really do want to change your environment. I'm feeling like there's something you feel like you do have to change within your environment, within yourself, and you're just building up and waiting for that time where you can make a change. Someone has a strong hold over you. It doesn't necessarily look unhealthy, but it does look like there's someone who can't let go of what they've invested in you, or what you can't let go of what you've invested into someone else. And so it may take strength. If some of you do feel like there's too much conflict, some of you have a problem with the way someone is very open to someone once, I feel at one point in time there was an agreement with there being some type of openness within the relationship, and you may be wanting to change that, but this person may not want to change that. And if you're like waiting around for them to come around, I feel like there's something where someone's being very stubborn about their desires. And two, I'm also getting that if you are coming to some type of agreement that you're going to stay together, that you're going to, you know, wait and you know, hold on to what it is that you've already built, then it's going to take a lot of strength for you to remain, or strength for the both of you, to kind of cut out what may have been a threat to your foundation. Now, if some of you are going to make a break, it's got to be a clean break. It's going to be a clean break. Some of you may have just been waiting for the right opportunity to take action with where you have not been happy. Okay? Because with this sword here, as far as there being a new beginning, there's definitely has to be an ending. So some of you, you're cutting out the behavior that was a threat to the bond, or if you're cutting this bond, it's going to take a lot of strength to do so. If you're cutting this connection because you're not happy with where things have gone all this time, and you just realize now that it's going to be more of the same, or this is just the way this person's always going to be, this is how this connection's always going to be. If you're going to make a clean break from it, it's going to take a lot of strength for you to do so. And some of you could feel conflicted because you may see that there is a new beginning somewhere else, but there's also still this passion and fire between you and what is established. And I'm also getting, for some of you, what has been established is creating this wedge and fire between you and what you may feel is like your break from this conflicted energy, from this conflicted environment, from a relationship that isn't really moving towards. So I feel like for some of you, Aquarius, you have a lot to work through mentally and spiritually, in the form of where you want to see growth, where you want to see, okay, so we have abundance here. Divine beloved, please show me how to feel fully deserving to receive. I release my ego's plan and open to being a vehicle for abundance. Some of you, you're better off with this person. Some of you, you've been fighting the commitment towards this energy. But there is this thing where I feel like where you have been looking elsewhere, there's been unnecessary conflict within this connection. What you have established already is something strong and long term. I feel like you guys were maybe just not seeing it, not realizing it, or not appreciating it for what it was. And I feel like if you come together with this energy rather than fighting it, fighting the stability, fighting what is, could definitely be something that's moving towards marriage. Now, some of you might be conflicted about marriage, conflicted about the idea of marriage, but you don't have to be conflicted about commitment. If it's something that, well, unless, you know, you're not both in agreement to being committed to each other, but I'm feeling like if after all this time you realize that there's connections in between your bond that come and go, but they're always there, then there's some clarity coming to you about this. And I'm feeling like there's a sense of being able to kind of rest and celebrate in that abundance that you have already established with this person, but may have not been treating it in the way that it deserves to be treated as far as a connection goes. So that is what I'm getting for you, Aquarius. I do hope it was helpful, and if it was, you can give me a like. I'd appreciate it. And I'm no longer offering personal readings through this platform, but I will be back with these mid-month to mid-month wildcard readings, and I will be back with 3-month readings, general overview, looking in specific areas for you. So if that's something that interests you and you're not subscribed, I welcome you to, and I thank you so much for watching. Have a happy new year. Take care.